This is Roma Conwalis. The rest of the memories have returned. I should never have been listening to Maverick about his friend Epstein. Maverick stated that he was in charge of Top Gun when it was Rooster. I understand why Merlin hated him from the start. After the training accident with my 4 moms, I ran away to Maryland, where they all had found me. My name was Chance Furlington, Roma Conwalis. I was the Special Operations and Training with the SWAT Cat Division as a cadet. I was sent there because I had a habit of talking to strangers, which is how I ended up on Epstein's Island after the base. I was taken. Should have listened to Merlin. I should have listened to all my sisters when we were kids. Everyone else. But even with Lucifer in me himself, I had made a bad decision that got me to see all the horrible things that I saw. Epstein, Maverick, all the goons that are here in Maverick, the pedophiles that are in the 7th Precinct holding me hostage. Everything I state is truth. I made big mistakes. That's including the addiction to opioids, all the poisonings that I had endured, the 5 heart attacks. It doesn't matter that I was exposing creeps online or not. I should not have been talking to strangers. I've been really trying hard to change my life, even after I got back. There's still something that I don't quite get. I still think that I was genetically created, but I'm not sure. I will learn that from Leanna and my sisters. And I already did say I was gonna submit to those spankings. Gonna hurt, but it's gonna teach me a valuable lesson. That if they say I do something, I go do it. This is all my fault. The only one actual crime that I did was taking down Anthony's brother. Hard, too, because he raped a girl. Quite literally was raping her because she didn't want to give it up. That was the only thing I did. Even in the pedophile barns. Struck that down and then put the probation on it so I couldn't see my family even further. The illicit Top Gun clone lab is in Maverick Towers under the 7th District. It is huge. It goes 20 stories deep. The exorcism was successful. The place I am forced to be in, they are holding me hostage. They have others. The secret is out. The carving of the little kids, who I had to secretly make friends with until Epstein himself, quite literally, had me isolated into a cage. And I was forced to watch as he was cutting up my friends. I was also forced to bury them on the island. I am very sorry to my family for not listening. Lucifer or not, I should have been practicing my religious practices. All these people here need to get arrested all at once. I was only being forced back into a corner, but it's still not an excuse. Violence was the only thing I knew because of what I saw. Never got a chance to learn anything different. I only just recently learned Stranger Danger today. They know they are not immortal anymore. God has set me free from the frequency of Aleister Crowley, who Aleister Crowley has been called out by God and Satan for trying to overthrow the earth, heaven and hell, and the seed power for his own, because even the devil has his limits on what's acceptable, and what is not acceptable is rape of any kind, especially towards little kids. When Maverick first introduced me to Epstein is when I was being poisoned in the church, because there is something special about my blood that has kept me alive through all of these sicknesses, that all it does is just come flushing out of me. I have a right to know what's going on. I have learned from all my mistakes. It doesn't matter what the situation is. Stockholm Syndrome, split personality, demonic possession. All of it is crazy. I still made mistakes, but I still admit to those mistakes. I was always apologizing for other people, and I shouldn't. When other people make the mistake, that is on them. I know what I had to do to expose this whole situation to CNN and the news. What the 7th District has done, what Magic Towers has done, and what's really underneath a whole bulk of this neighborhood is one big giant illicit Top Gun facility. It is not registered in the Top Gun system. That's why this keeps happening. They are desperately trying to protect that switchboard. I know I did a lot of violent things. There was just some situations that I could not get out from. I should not have been in health professions and human services, because it was seeing the same faces, and the warpath I was on was never ending. There were just things you cannot let other people step on you over. I hated the other name that I was forced to have and the birth date that I was never supposed to have. I am Roma Consuelos. I always admit to my mistakes. I don't want to be isolated anymore. I did what I had to restore the Consuelos name, the Top Gun name. I want to redeem myself to Merlin still. And Rooster, both. Both of you are the reasons why I wanted to fly. Maverick brainwashed me. And to some extent, I still held on to a little bit because I did hijack his name. And through my two characters, Maverick and Merlin, I was telling the story, but I was the one arguing with Maverick about how he was treating Merlin, which is why the two hated each other. And what you saw with that final picture was hoping me being happy in a safe and secure location with real medical treatment, that this pedo place from top to bottom, after I had first gotten the schematics from Diana and every other conspiracy file that I had, I only try to reach out to people and I shouldn't. This was a hard lesson I had to learn, but I have always managed to take responsibility for my stupidity. Once the AI chip is done, everything that I was telling in my stories, my fan fictions, all of it was all my subconscious because of how guilty I really felt for not listening in the first place. There's not that many of them left. I know I still think like a 10-year-old, maybe even younger than that. We will have to decide that for me. Yeah, I just want to be with my family, the women who matter most. That's including the officials that are being held hostage. I had to learn all of this the hard way. Because if it wasn't for my gullibility at that time, even now as an adult and with my mentality from when I was taken, I should have been flying with my pilot named T-Bone had I only listened to Rooster and Merlin. But I also had things I had to keep hush, but I should not have done that, even though things were different back then. I had a lifetime to wait for this. I had to have Leanna and the cabinet take away my gun rights, especially after the suicide attempt multiple times. I have been wanting legit help for a while, but not with some stranger. I'd rather it be with my family, Leanna specifically. The other women too, but it's just, right now I am afraid of men. And every time I start to recover, things like this happen. I have learned a valuable lesson. I will still have to catch up to my age. If you guys can go arrest them and do what you have to do, and this could end, and then after this is over, the women that matter the most can come get me. Rooster and Merlin can too. This is my fault that this has happened. I did everything I could to restore the Conwaylis honor. Everything I could with their help to change the world. But if I'm gonna lead culturally, scientifically, and as anywhere else that is about peace, and that's religious orthodox practices also, because that's what a bridge does. It unifies different areas in the lands. I could be like the Avatar, like I wanted. Because I like that show a lot. I am proud to be Ethiopian and Irish. Always will. I am proud to be honorary Boricua, honorary Shinto, and all the other practices, that's including Chinese, that have been around me my whole life. There are times where I really held back, but there are also times where you have to defend yourself and your honor and your name. I don't like calling for violence. I only do it as a last resort. Even though it was put on me before I was born. My four mamas were teaching me the very basics. It was about consent. Now I get the synonym of The Last of Us title because it wasn't about the last of good humans. It was about the last of people like them. And since CNN has that story already, I will send this one to CNN and I will have them send it to Leanna directly. I have learned a lot from my mistakes. The biggest one was the BB gun to my head. I still want to do the interview about all the horrors that I saw because I was the little boy that broke his finger. Game meat I like a lot. Always will. You can tell the difference between game meat and human. But there is something about my blood, the 7th District, and this pedophile facility does not want me to know. I have that right. I will do what I can towards the women to make this up. And towards Maverick and, that's the situation. I hate Maverick. I apologize. I hate him. I've been having seizures. I am being denied medical treatment. I just want to go home to where my sisters are in the White House so I can finish mentally growing up and I can do what I have to do to make things right with everybody there. I hate Maverick's guts. I should never have listened to him. I should have listened to Rooster and Merlin. I was trying to tell my story, do all my fan fictions over the years because of all the guilt and shame that I feel that was coming out through the subconscious. I really hope my family can forgive me, and I hope Top Gun can as well, especially Merlin and Rooster. The fact that I'm alive with 5 heart attacks, seizures, this broken spine, which should have left me paralyzed from the waist down, broken ankle, deviated nose septum surgery, and yet I'm still alive and kicking. Those people are afraid. And if my family can give me a chance to make this right, I will submit to what I will. Anything else could wait after. Repressed memory syndrome has been the worst thing that ever happened. My ex-family and all those monsters that are here and in the 7th has lied about the Conway's reputation. I hope to be saved as soon as possible. I do apologize to the world. And to my family most of all. The real family. I want to go home to where I belong, and that's in Top Gun. And then to eventually Area 51. To find out once and for all what is so special about my blood. And if it really is that special, it can cure literally a whole lot of illnesses. Because for me to still be standing and for them to be going through this much effort really states a lot. I should have listened to the people closest to me. I should have ran away. Not off the base, but to Rooster. Told him the truth. Like a man. Normally I accept my responsibilities. Like when I tell the girls, my pranks are my pranks. I don't want you guys taking the fall for me. I really messed up, and it takes a man to really say that. But I still have social skills I need to learn that I didn't get to learn. I still have a lot of mental growing up to do. I will accept any punishment that they give me. It takes a lot of courage. Even people in the military can say that. I have a little dog that needs to be saved too. I hope in time I can make this thing right. Once I do the interview, that's it. It's only going to be one. And then I will go focus on my recovery. To the United Republic of Earth, I wish you all the very best and God bless.